Imagine you walk into a bank and deposit $1,000. You see the numbers change on your screen. You feel secure. You think that money is yours, sitting in a vault, waiting for you. But here is the terrifying truth. That money doesn't exist. Not in the way you think. In fact, if every person in the world decided to pay off their credit cards, their mortgages, and their student loans tomorrow morning, the entire global economy would not just crash. It would evaporate. Every dollar, every euro, and every yen would cease to exist. Why? Because our modern world isn't built on gold, or labor, or even value. It is built on a 300-year-old legal secret called negotiable paper. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money without ever understanding what it actually is. We've been taught that money is an asset. But for the people who actually run the financial system, money is something else entirely. It is a promissory note. It is a receipt for a debt that has yet to be paid. To understand how this hidden system controls your life, we have to go back to a room in London in the year 1704. Before this moment, if I owed you 10 pieces of gold, that debt was a private matter between us. I couldn't sell that debt to a third party. But the elite of that era realized something revolutionary. If you could make debt negotiable, meaning it could be bought, sold, and traded just like a physical object, you could create unlimited wealth out of thin air. This led to the Promissory Notes Act. It was a law that turned IOUs into legal tender. Think about that for a second. The money in your wallet is officially called a Federal Reserve note. Look at the word note. In legal terms, a note is a debt. You are literally walking around with pieces of paper that represent a debt the government owes to a private banking system. The misconception that keeps the masses poor is the belief that saving this debt is the path to wealth. But the system is designed to devalue that debt over time through inflation. The elites don't save money. They understand the velocity of debt. They know that the real power lies in being the one who issues the debt or the one who moves it the fastest. Let's look at a real-world scenario that happens every single day. When you take out a mortgage for $500,000, the bank doesn't take that money from someone else's savings account and give it to you. They simply type the numbers into a computer. By signing that contract, you have created $500,000 of new money into the system. You have performed a magic trick. You have turned your future labor, 30 years of your life, into immediate currency. The bank then takes your promissory note, your promise to pay, and they sell it. They negotiate it. They slice it up, turn it into a security, and trade it to other institutions. Your debt becomes someone else's asset. This is the hidden system. The reason the world is in trillions of dollars of debt isn't because we are bad with money. It's because the system requires debt to function. If the government paid off the national debt, there would be no notes left to use as currency. The surprising insight here is that the people who struggle financially are those who try to play a positive-sum game in a debt-based system. They try to collect the receipts, money, while the masters of the system collect the collateral, real assets like land, gold, and businesses. When you understand this, your entire perspective on saving changes. You realize that holding notes is like holding a melting ice cube. The secret to real wealth is moving those notes into productive, wealth-creating assets as fast as humanly possible. The system wants you to stay in the debt cycle. It wants you to view money as a static thing you work for. But money is actually a flow. It's an energy. It's a liquid representation of someone's obligation. This is why the rich get richer during times of high inflation or economic crises. They aren't holding the notes that are losing value. They are holding the things that the debt was used to buy. While the public panics about the value of the dollar, the elite are focused on the value of the collateral. The legal glitch of 1704 transformed the world from a place of limited resources into a place of unlimited credit. But credit is just a fancy word for borrowing from the future. The takeaway is simple but life-changing. Stop working for notes. Start using notes to acquire things that the system cannot print. The moment you stop viewing money as a reward and start viewing it as a negotiable instrument to be traded for reality, you break the 300-year-old spell. You are currently participating in a game where the rules were written centuries ago to ensure the house always wins. But once you see the strings, you can stop being the puppet. You can start using the velocity of the system to build a fortress of real value that no note can ever replace. The world will never pay its debt. But you can learn to own the debt, rather than letting the debt own you.